Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Theory Hammer, where today we're doing a random midweek video here with the Minotaur Field Manual. So this just came out today. Today is October 16th, so we got this new field manual and we're going to go over it. Now, I have a whole bunch of videos coming out for the rest of the month about World Eaters, and they include points costs, so those might be a little outdated, but content still is great, so make sure that you watch those. We're going to get into this. If you guys like this kind of content, Thunderhammer that subscribe and like button, Nurgle's bell icon, leave us a comment, and check out our other videos as well. Nailed that, didn't I? Alright, so let's get right on to it with the Adeptus Sororitas. So, one of my favorite factions, a faction that I play and have a whole army of. A lot of their stuff is red, meaning it went up. So let's just go right down the list, starting with the things that didn't change there. Anything that didn't change is going to be in gray. So green went down, red went up, gray didn't change. So, Battle Sisters went down. They went down to 105. They were 115 before, and I might not get all of the prior points correct, but just in general, these I should know. But that's how much they were. They were 115, now they're 105, so you're going to see a little bit more of them. The Castigator went up 160, Dialogus went up to 40, Dominions went to 125. They went up 10 points each. The Immolator must have gone up 10 points. I could have sworn it was already 125. Morvenval up 10 to 170. Paragon Warsuits, I believe they're only up 10 to 220. They were 210 before. Seraphim up to 90 from 85. Interestingly, a 10-man unit is 190, which is more than double the points. Like, it should be 180, it's 190. So that's interesting. Holy fucking shit. Dude, the Triumph went up 60 points? What? That's crazy. Zephyrim went down a little bit. I think they were 90 points before. Now they're 85. Yeah, okay. They're 170 for a unit of 10, so that's all good there. And then it looks like just the Bringers of Flame got their enhancement increased. Fire and Fury, that's the thing that's +1 to the amount of flamer shots. It's 30 points. The other one there is 10. The Manual of Saint Griselda is 20. And then we got that Righteous Rage on the Palatine, kicking everyone's ass. That also went up 5 points to 15. So, Sororitas, generally speaking, took it. They took it pretty hard. Some of these things should have come down, like Repentia and probably Penitent Engines and Mortifiers. Those should have come down a little bit, I think. But that's what we got for the Sororitas. I'm going to just kind of roll right through it so that we hopefully don't take too long going through this. Custodes next. Another faction that I play. Valoris went down to 140. He was probably 160 before. The Venerable Contemptor went down to 160. It was probably 180 or 170 before. The Virtus Praetors, I couldn't even tell you how many points they were because, yeah, they're bad. At 140 for 2, they're 70 points apiece. Nah. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking no. But they're down, so maybe I'll run them now. The Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought, he's now 155. Don't really remember what he was before, and same deal with the Contemptor Galatis Dreadnought. Don't remember what his old points were. He is now 165. So that's what we got for our Custodes. Moving on to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Corpuscari Electro Priests. They went down, I think, 5 points a model. They were 70 points apiece. Or they went down 1 point a model. 5 points a unit. They were 70 points apiece for 10. For 5. They're 130 for 10. So exactly twice the price. Then you have your Electro Priests, the other ones. They went down to 70 and 140. So that's cool. Iron Striders went up a little bit. I think they were 70 points apiece before, so they went up 5. So yeah, 75, 150, or 225 for them. I'm not sure if they needed it. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I feel like they probably didn't, but that's what we got. The Dune Crawler did come down a little bit to... It crawled down in points to 155. I don't remember how many it was before. This is another faction that I play. I just have way too many factions. The Sterilizers went down to 80 or 160. The Sky Stalkers went, they went up to 80 or 160, and the Sky Stalkers went up to 70 and 140. I think that these guys were 65 before, and I think these were also 65, right? So much to remember. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. The Sulphur Hounds, 55 for 3. Okay, mine. The Skitarii Vanguard. Damn. So 10 models then went up to 95 points. Makes sense why they are the better of the two options here. But they're still really good, and you're probably still going to take them. They're really good, so yeah. Being able to mess with people's OC, and then being OC2. Pretty good stuff there. The Skatros, he's down to 50. The Dominus is down to 70. So that's pretty nice as well. The Tech Priest Engine Seer is down to 55. I think he was 60 before. The Manipulus is down to 60. I think he was 65. So a little bit of changes for AdMech here. Mostly good ones. These things were ridiculous already, these Skystalkers and the Sterilizers, because they're just really good at doing actions and things like that. These things were also just a little bit too efficient, but now they're kind of reined in. This I don't think needed to be changed, personally. The Iron Striders. I mean, it sounds good, 6 las cannons, but like, I think they were 70 points apiece, so 210 for 3 of them. It like didn't even really kill things. Like it was fine. It got you like 4 hits, 3 wounds. One would pass their save probably. It'd take 2d6. It was just kind of not great. So that's what we got for Codex Adeptus Mechanicus. Moving along to Titanicus. Good, I can skip that. Eldar, all went down. Eldar, great. All right, so Corsair Void Reavers. I barely even know what either of these two units do or what they are. They're 60 points for 5 or 120 for 10, and then your Void Scarred are going to be 80 or 160. So I couldn't tell you what they do. Maybe they're good now. Maybe I'll make a video on them. Maybe I won't. Falcon is down to 130 from probably 140. The Fire Prism. Why did the Fire Prism go down? The Fire Prism is an insane tank. It's 170 points now. Yeah. Okay. Shining Spears, 90 points. No idea what they were before. This is another army that I play. Maybe I should just stop saying that. It makes me sound awful. I don't know any of my points. But yeah, it's just shit changes constantly. So these guys went down to 90 or 180 if you want to take 6. I think Shining Spears are only 2 wounds apiece, right? I feel like they're only 2 wounds apiece. I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, so they're only 2 wounds apiece. So you're paying a little. You're paying a lot of points. You're paying 30 points a model for them. I don't know if they got it. I don't think they got it. But they're down, which is great. Warlock Conclave is down a little bit. 55 for 2 guys. Or 110 for 4. Interesting. And then we have the Warlock Skyrunner Conclave. They're down to 90 or 135 if you take 3 of them. Yeah, okay. Wave Serpent, 110. I feel like that's cheap. I feel like that's like real cheap for a Wave Serpent. Yeah, we should be playing with Wave Serpents now. I think I only have like 3 Wave Serpents though. But yeah, 110 points for a Wave Serpent. It's got a Twin-Linked Bright Lance on there. It's got a Shuriken Cannon. Can transport like 12 dudes. Maybe 13 now. Don't remember. But it can transport a bunch of dudes. It's got a Serpent Shield. Forget what that does. Probably nothing now. That's pretty cool. Wraith Blades. You got a little points decrease here. You go down to 160. If you take 10 of them, they are 340, which is 20 points more. So 2 points more per model if you take 10. And so are Wraith Guards. So Wraith Guards' 10-man point value didn't change, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're 380 right now, or before this came out. 5 of them, 180 though. So it's 200 points for the other 5. Which is weird. It's either 36 points for 5 or 38 points for 10. It's just weird. Wraith Knight down, I don't know, 15 points to 495. So that's kind of cool. You might see a Wraith Knight now, but you probably still won't see Wraith Knights. You will definitely see Fire Prisms, even though you should already be seeing Fire Prisms because they're outrageous. Eldar are ridiculous. I stand by that statement. They're unnerfable. At least in 10th edition. They're unfucking nerfable, dude. So now they have even more stuff that they can include. Let's move on. We're still in the A's. How many A factions are there? At least a bunch, right? 5, 6. Militarum. Bulgrin went up a bunch. I think they were like 75 points before. For three of them, or something along those lines. So now you're paying more points than that. Now you're paying 110 points for 3 or 220 for 6. That's a lot. You probably won't see them very much anymore, if I were to guess. Were they 90 points before? They might have been 90 points before. In fact, I think they might have been 90 points before. Either way, they're up a lot of points, and that's going to make them a little bit harder to run, I think. Field Ordnance Battery. I'll have to double check what that thing does. This is 100 points now. Heavy Weapon Squads, 50 points. Ogrins went down to 60 points. I don't know what they started at. Probably in the range of 70, if I were to guess. Maybe 75. 60 points for 3 of those. They're 20 points a piece, dude. They're like toughness 5 or 6 with 3 wounds. With like 6 shots with a heavy bolter. Right? That's what they do. They get 3 extra shots. Or do they just have rapid fire 3? I remember Ogrins being good. I do have Militarum. I don't have a lot of their units now. I had a Militarum army from 5th edition, but don't have a lot of stuff anymore, like any of this stuff here, basically. I have like some tanks and some infantry, some of the flyers that were good back then. That's about it. I don't have Ogrin, and I'm pretty sure Ogrin can get better AP. Yeah, okay. So, each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible target, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. Their gun is rapid fire 3 at 18. So within 9 inches, these guys are putting out 6 shots at strength 5, AP 2, 2 damage for 60 points. Excuse me? What? Scout Sentinels down to 55 apiece. Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're great. They're not a unit that does a lot of damage. They're actually really good because they have like some stuff you can do with them. Their ability's really good. They're a great unit. You should run 3 separate ones. But if you're trying to run them in like units of 3 and actually like do damage with them, don't do that. 55 point Scout Sentinel, great. Awesome stuff. Yeah, 165 for 3 of them. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Cool. Tank Commander's 225. That's a big bump. I think that he was 205 before. That's a 20 point increase if that's correct, which is more than I would like to pay. Yeah. I think Guard are a great faction, though. I think Guard are a very good faction. Tank Commanders being 225. Okay. Now, there are some rules updates that came with this Balance Minotaur Field Manual stuff. There are rules updates that we'll go over in a different video, so I'll probably try to release that as soon as I can. But there are some changes, and one of them is that tank commanders can now order themselves, which is awesome. So that's what it looks like we got for our Astra Militarum there. Black Templars. Alright, Crusader Squads. A unit of a lot is 290 points now. The other ones didn't change. Marshal Helbrecht is 130. A regular Marshal is 75. I know I skipped this side. I'll go back to it. Primaris Sword Crusader guys. Primaris Crusader Squads. 150 for 10. 320 for 20. So another instance there where we're seeing a bigger unit costing more points. That's an interesting choice by GW. It's literally making me scratch my head. So I get why they do it, because stratagems are more efficient when you hit more models with them. So it makes sense that they're more points. It's just like, it's kind of a drastic change there. Castellan, 60 points. Okay. And then Chaplain Grimaldus is also 130 now. Oof. Oof. Okay. Black Templars, taking it to the face. Most of their stuff didn't change. I want to say these were 280 before for 10 man or 20 men, so that's not the end of the world. 85 points. That's so money. Yeah. Alright. Let's move along to Blood Angels. Okay, so these are going to be our actual Blood Angel points. The Ball Predator is now 135. Blood Angel's Captain is 80. Death Company Captain, well, let me just go over everything. Mephiston's 125. Commander Dante's 130. The Astarath guy is 105. Because these are completely new points, separate from the ones that were printed in the Codex. Death Company Captain is only 70 points. The Death Company Captain with Jump Pack, he's 85. The Death Company Dreadnought is 180. Death Company Marines are 90 or 180 if you take 10, so not extra points if you take a full unit there. Death Company Marines with bolt rifles are 90 or 180. Death Company Marines with jump packs are 130 or 240. What? It's cheaper for the 10-man unit? Okay. That's very confusing to me. What? What is happening? I hate this company, dude. Lamarties, 110. Sanguinary Guard, 135 for 3, 270 for 6. Sanguinary Priest is 90. The Sanguinor is 140. He's real cool. I like the Sanguinor, though. 140 for him. It's a lot. It's more than a fucking Ball Predator. Your enhancements. Liberator Assault Group, the Gift of Foresight remained at 15 points. Icon of the Angel is 20 points. I don't remember what all of these do. Rage Fueled Warrior is 10. Speed of the Primarch is 25. Angelic Host, 15. Artisan of War is 20. Gleaming Pinions, I believe this is the one that allows you to just do a move, like a 6-inch move, if somebody ends up within 9 of you. 25 points, and then Visage of Death. One of these is fights first. Might be Artisan of War. Visage of Death, 15 points. And then for the Lost Brethren, we got the Blood Shard at 25. Sanguinius's Grace at 20. To Slay the War Master at 15, and Vengeful Onslaught at 10. So just nice 25, 20, 15, 10. Alright, Blood Angels. Demons. Not a lot of changes here, it looks like. Now, Demons did get a lot of points drops in the last balance points update thing. So, I guess I'm not super surprised here. I think Demons are doing okay. Beasts of Nurgle have gone down to 65 points, or 130 if you want to take 2 of them. I don't think Beasts of Nurgle are great, but at 65 points, they're looking a little bit more enticing. The Renmaster on Bloodthrone, 165. Okay, I don't remember what any of these points were before. Shalaxi is 425. So, yeah, a couple little changes there. I'm not really sure what to make of the Chaos Demons. I don't really play demons. I have a bunch of demons from back when you can summon demons, but I don't really have a whole lot of interesting stuff for them. I don't have a lot of the greater demons. I have a lot of the little infantry and stuff, but other than that, not a whole lot of demon stuff, so not really interested in them anyway, to be completely honest. But yeah, you didn't get really many changes here. Shalaxi went down, your Rendmaster went up, and your Beasts went down, so I don't know. Chaos Knights up next. The Knight Abominant. That's the one with like the weird gangly fingers, I think. That one is 365 now. I think it has the Volkite as well. The Desecrator is 310. Desecrator. I don't remember the names of these ones. I'm really bad at remembering the names of these ones. The Despoiler, I think that's the laser cannon one, is 415. Your Brigand went down a little bit to 165. The Huntsman went down to 145, and the Stalker went down to 145. Okay. Not super significant changes there, I don't think. Brigands going down will probably save you 30 points throughout your list, because you're probably taking 6 of them. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you saved at least 30 points. Alright, let's move along. Chaos Space Marines. This I expected to have a whole lot of changes. I have a buddy, Justin. He actually just won a local GT, 5-round, with Chaos Space Marines. And he's on the channel a lot. He's on our battle reports a lot. Anyway, Abaddon. He went down. He runs Abaddon. He also runs a Cursed Cultist. They went up. They went up to 195 for a unit of 16 of them. And there is a change to Blood Surge moves, which is somewhere, I don't remember where, but it's around. It was just made. The change is that you can only do it once a turn, and yeah, can't do it a bunch anymore, and fuck me over. Basically is how that works. So Cursed Cultists, you might still see them, but probably not as many. Maybe one unit is still viable, because we'll see here that the Dark Commune also went up. So Cursed Cultist, 195 now. Predator Annihilator, 130. Alright. Your Chaos Terminators also went down. Well, I had to turn off my heater there because it's going to short the circuit. Chaos Terminators. They went down to 180 or 360. So they're now the same points cost as the World Eater Terminators that I just did a video on. So that's pretty cool. Dark Commune went up to 80. I don't remember the points cost here. I don't really play Chaos too much. Like, I've dabbled in Chaos, but I just don't find them very much fun to play, so... Yeah, Havocs, though. Havocs went... Everything's shaking. Havocs went to 125, so they went down. They were probably like 130 or 135 before, so that's nice. Legionaries, the big squad of 10 went down to 170 instead of 180. I don't get why sometimes these are less expensive or more expensive. I just don't get that. Lord Discordant went down a little bit, 175. He's still useless. Obliterators might be useful now at 160. Perhaps. Perhaps. Maybe. Possessed. 120 for a squad of 5 or 240 for a squad of 10. Now, Possessed are pretty interesting because they're 3-win models, they're pretty tough, they're pretty fast, they hit pretty hard. So having 5 of them, that actually might not be bad. You might see Possessed, maybe. You might see Obliterators, maybe. Raptors. They are now 170 for a 10-man unit. Okay. Don't get it, but that's how that works. You know what it might be, now that I'm thinking about it? You know what it might be? I don't know if these count, though, but certain units can take, like, just extra dudes. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like an old Retributor squad, you could have 5 Retributors with multi-meltas, or 4 Retributors with multi-meltas in the Sergeant, and then you could have 5 more Sisters with them. You can't build them that way anymore, like in the rules. But you used to be able to do that, and so, like, those 5 other guys were twice the points cost, even though they didn't also have multi-meltas. Maybe it's something like that, where, like, the other 5 dudes here can't take any other special weapons, but I feel like you can take 2 for every 5 or something, so I might have that wrong, but that's my guess. Sorcerer and Terminator armor down to 80 points. Vastor the Archifane. He's fucking awesome looking. He's now 175. I think he was 190 before, and even then he was probably worth taking. If you're going to take the Soul Forged Warp Pack bound guys, he was the guy to take there. So 170 now instead of, I think, either 180 or 190. I like points drops, even with armies I don't play. Warp Talons, fuck these things. They are now 125. That's probably where they should have been to start. Big unit of them is still 270 though, so you are paying a 20-point premium to take 5 extra models there. So that's what you got with Chaos. Come here. Dark Angels. Azrael, 115 now. So he's the guy that gives you CP back every turn. Or he just gives you a CP every turn. He's ridiculous. He gives your unit like crits on 5s and a 4-up invuln and all kinds of other stuff. So, or maybe it's a 4-up Feeling of Pain versus Mortals now, I don't remember. But he's dumb. He's dumb, and now he's 115 points instead of like 105. So, still awesome. Deathwing Knights, I'm going to be making a video on Deathwing Knights because they are outrageously good. Like, dude, what? Even at 250 points, this unit is completely ridiculous in every possible conceivable way. So expect that video to come out sometime soon. I was actually waiting, hoping that this would come out so that I could make sure that they didn't get completely fucked. But yeah, 250, still totally worth taking. I'm going to make a video on them. They're awesome. We then have our Landspeeder Vengeance, 120. I don't really know how many points it was before. Probably like 130. It's a little bit cheaper now. Pretty much still useless, probably. Lionel Johnson, 285. You're probably still not going to take Lionel Johnson at 285. Maybe around 250, you start thinking about taking Lionel Johnson. But at 285, I don't know, but I'm not the Dark Angels expert, I will admit. So maybe he's great for 285 now. I don't know. Ravenwing Command Squad, 120. So they went down a little bit. I think they were like 130 before. Samael went down a bit. I think he was 120 or 125. He's now 115. So that is what we're looking at for Dark Angels. All right, we're moving along. We're about halfway there. Death Guard, the Biologist Putrefier. I will never get these right. He's the grenade guy? He's 50 points down. Whoever the hell he is. Death Shroud Terminators, 110 points or 220. Wait. No way. That's really cheap. Mortarion's 300 points? I know he was cheap before. I forget how cheap he was. He was real cheap before, but, like, he just keeps coming down. Death Shroud Terminators being 110 points. If they're 100 points, they're 33 points a model, 33.33. At 110, you're looking at another 3.33. So they're 37 points a model-ish? Alright. They're really slow. They move like 4 inches. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. You're going to see some Death Shroud Terminators, I think. And I was already seeing Mortarion kind of in my play area, but you might see him more often and maybe at higher levels now. Drakari. Why is this all red? The Archon is now 85 points. The Beastmaster is 120. Court of the Archon is 95. This sucks. I love Dark Eldar. Yeah, Drazar is now 85. Hellions, 75 or 150. Incubi, 85 or 170. Incubi were ridiculous. They were ridiculous. So that's probably fine. Lilith, 95. Okay, she went up a little bit, but she's probably still worth taking. The Mandrakes absolutely are worth taking. They're just so good with their ability to jump up into the air and come back down. Any unit that can take that, take 3 of them. So 70 points, fine. Not going to worry about that. Interestingly, they are... Yeah, like they don't have options. So why is a unit of 10 less points? I don't know. Reavers, 65 points or 120 if you take 6. And those are the jet bike guys. So this sucks. I don't like this. So both Sisters and Drakari have gotten the short end of the stick here. And these are both factions that I have. So, Alright, I'll have to digest that one later. Mandrakes. The Sisters one I just gave up on. As soon as I saw it all, I was like, alright, I'll figure this out later. This one, I'm kind of the same boat. I'm like, alright, because I have Incubi. I have 2 Archons. Got 3 of these guys. And Lilith. So, like, a lot of the things I'm using did go up. Okay. Alright, moving along. And the bikes. Gene Stealers. I hate Gene Stealers so much. In, like, a fun way, though. Like, Gene Stealers are always, like, seeing a good Gene Stealer player play and, like, playing against them, it's actually pretty amazing. But, man, do they make me want to flip tables over sometimes. So, Aberrants. 135 or 300. That can't be right. You're paying 3 extra points per model if you take 10? Why? What the fuck? Acolyte Hybrids with auto pistols. 65 or 130, okay. Hand Flamer guys, 70 or 140. So these came down a little bit. I think these were 70 and... I keep doing that. 70 and 140. I think these were 75 and 150. So, alright. 50 points for the Icon word. The Jackals went down. I don't care about Jackals. They're 80 points for 5, 160 for 10. Benefictus is now 70. The Jackal Alphys is now 55. The Neophyte Hybrids are 65 or 130. Patriarch is 75. Primus is 80. And the Outlander Claw did get 1 drop on the Serpentine Tactics, which is now 10 points. I don't remember which one that is. It sounds like it's Scout or Infiltrate is going to be my guess there. So, your Gene Stealer Colts, they did get a nice little buff there. So pretty much everything you were seeing came down. Those, these, some of these, Jackals, not really, but these you did see. The Neophytes, you would see some of them. Sometimes, nowadays, you'll see more of them. Patriarch came down. All this stuff came down. Primus, I think, came down 5, so that's pretty cool. Moving along to the Grey Knights. Brotherhood Terminator Squad. They are only 200 points for 5 now. Okay, they were 210 before, so they've come down a little bit. You're paying an extra 2 points per model to take 10. These choices are something. Your Paladins, same deal here, and this time it's the same thing exactly. You're paying 20 extra points to take 10, so you're paying 2 extra points once you start taking 10 of them. Purgation Squad, 120 or 240, depending if you're taking 5 or 10. It's just odd. Just strange. Okay, so Grey Knights, there you go. Another faction that I own. Basically, all my Marines are pretty much, they're converted so that they can be anything I want them to be. So they're like Grey Knight, Blood Angel, Black Templar dudes, and I just play them as whatever. Anyway, so Imperial Agents. I didn't even do a Codex review on this, and I'm not going to, because I don't care. I just don't care. That's not gonna do. So yeah, Imperial Agents, they got one change. It's to the Subductor Squad. They went up to 100 points, and that's if you're allying them, I believe. If you guys really want me to do a Codex review on the Imperial Agents, which everyone's done at this point already, let me know down below and I'll do one, but I don't really care. Imperial Knights, this I do care about, because yet another faction that I own a lot of. The Knight Valiant is now 510, so that's the big boy, I'm pretty sure. Canis is 450, he should have been more points. Okay, so the Castellan is the big one. Which one's the Valiant? Is that the one with the harpoon? The Castellan is 510 now. The Errant is 390. The Gallant is 380. Alright, that's the changes that they got. Not sure how significant it really is. I mean, Canis going up, he's in most lists. It's usually Canis and a bunch of little baby knights, because Canis is really good. But if he's going up, then you're probably going to have trouble with that. Moving along to the Leagues of Votann, my buddies here. Einherjar Hearthguard. Oh, why? They went down. No, this unit is so ridiculous, dude. So it stayed the same amount of points for 10, but you're now only paying 150 points for 5. And I've been toying with a list that runs 3 land fortresses and 3 units of 5. And now the points might be there for it. These guys went up, though. These guys went up by 10 points. Absolutely an outrageous unit for 80 points, which is what they were before. Like, dude, they're an 80-point infiltrators unit that has toughness 5 with 2 attacks apiece at strength 4, AP 2, 1 damage. They were and a reactive move and 2 special weapons. Like, just an absolutely amazing unit. If you play Leagues of Votann, you have to include one of these units in your army, because if you don't, your opponent is going to put an infiltrators in your face, and none of your stuff can scout, and that sucks. So, use those things. They're awesome. That's your Votann. Oh, that just gets me excited. So, that got me excited, so I can just not play Sisters for a while, or figure out my list, and play my Votann. I just gotta print a 3rd fortress. Whoops, we skipped through the Necrons. Necrons, a whole bunch of changes here. Annihilation Barge is now down to 105. This is another faction I own. I have 3 Annihilation Barges, and I still won't take them out of their box. Catacomb Command Barge is now 120. Probably still won't take him out of the box. Death Marks are still staying in lists at 65 points or 130. You're just going to take them as units of 5 for 65. The Doomsday Arc is 190. I think it was 200 before. So 190 now, which is less. It's good. Locust Destroyer. A single Locust Destroyer went up by 5 points. Why is it even an option to take units of 1? Just make it units of 3 or 6. Locust Heavy Destroyers all went up. I think they were 50 points apiece before. You're now paying 55 points apiece, regardless of the number of models in the unit. The Monolith went up again to 400. Ew. Is a Monolith good at 400 points? How is a Monolith 400 points when the Obelisk is 300 points? What a fucking joke. Tesseract Vault 425. Triarch Praetorians are now 100 points for 5 or 200 points for 10. So that's pretty cool. Triarch Stalker 110 for this guy. Cool. So he went down a little bit. Your Triarch Praetorians went down a little bit. And what's his face? The Silent King. He gained the Triarch keyword finally. Hallelujah! He finally got a keyword that he should have had from before the Codex was even printed, which allows him to actually interact with the Obviescence Phalanx now, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so those are our Necron changes. Next up, we got the Orcums. The Orcs. Alright. I can't do it, dude. Beast Snagger Boys. I can't fucking do it. I can't do it. Beast Snagger Boys. They are 95 points for 10 now. So that is a drop of 5 to 10 points. You pay 190 for 20, which is twice the points. Okay, cool. Big Mech down to 70. Big Mech and Mega Armor down to 90. Big Mech with your shock attack gun is now 65. Boys, oh man, they're 80 points for 10? What? That's 8 points a model. That's super duper cheap. 160 for 20. The Def Dread, still useless, 120 points. Def Coptas are now 30 points apiece. That's actually not terrible. They're not bad in combat, and they got 2 rocket things, you know? I think they have 2 twin rocket things. That's not bad. They might have 1 twin rocket, but that's still not bad. 90 points for them in a Speed Freaks army. Cool little unit. I think. I don't know. I'll have to take a second look at them. The Gorkanaut is now 265. Your Hunter Rig is 135. What? A Hunter Rig is, like, huge, isn't it? It's like a fucking Land Raider, practically. Although I think it's toughness 10. I'm pretty sure it's 16 wounds with toughness 10 with a 3-up save. 5-up save during the WOG. It's got a bunch of extra attacks and can advance and charge on the WOG. Seems good. For 135 points. Yeah. Kill Rig, same deal, 155. I think that's the one that has the Psyker on it. That's like a flamer. That's like a strength 12 flamer. Seems good for 155 for like the same profile. Orcs. Okay, Commandos are 120. It's pretty good. Not bad at all. Commandos, hey, or Mega Knobs, I mean, they went down. They should have not been as expensive as they were. They triple fucking nerfed them practically. They made them more expensive, and they took away their 4-up Feel No Pain, made it a 5-up. So now they're about where I would expect them to be. 5 of them for 175, so 35 points apiece is right where they should be. They're 3 wounds at toughness 6 with a 2-up save, and they have a 5-up Feel No Pain. So awesome. All right, Morkanaut 280. I think that's the shooty one. They're both kind of shooty though, but that one is 280. I can never remember which one is which. And then you have Tank Bustas, which are 90 points for 5 models now. Probably still not worth taking, but maybe if you put them in a truck and drive around a truck, or something that's big with a bunch of Tank Bustas inside, that might be funny. But other than that, that's what we got for our orcs. Space Marines. The Apothecary Biologist went up to 70 points. I think he was 55 or 60. So he went up a little bit. Pretty significantly, either way. The Assault Intercessors with jump packs, they went up to 90 for 5. But if you take 10, it's 160. Don't understand. Alright, Ballistus Dreadnought is 130. That's pretty good. Because that thing is like toughness 10 with a 2-up save and has 12 wounds. It's got like 2 las cannon shots and then 2 missile shots. I think it has all those shots. And then it can like reroll all hits if it's shooting something that isn't damaged. Alright, Ballistus Dreadnought, I'm looking at you now. I have a lot of Space Marine stuff. Phobos Sky, Captain in Phobos Armor, 70 points, okay, cool, no one cares. Eradicator squads are an even 100 now instead of 95. 200 if you want to take 6. Eradicators never do anything when I shoot them at something, and that's not to say they're bad. They're awesome, they just never do anything when I shoot them. So, I continue to not use Eradicators very much. Heavy Intercessor Squad went down again. This unit has just gotten cheaper and cheaper. And for 95 points, dude, what? That's 19 points a model for basically an aggressor. What? Dude, just run like 6 units of heavy intercessors. You can't get through that. That's 60, dude, that's 60 bodies. You're paying less than 1,200 points for it. You're paying 1,140 points for 60 bodies that are toughness 6 with 3 wounds. Somebody please run that, because that'll just win games just by the mere fact that it exists. That's crazy, dude. Maybe not literally, but that's crazy. Invader ATV finally came down to 60 points. It never should have been 70. Invictor, maybe 65. It never should have been as many points it was. The Invictor is now 125, and then if you want to take an Outrider squad and include that Invader ATV, it costs you 60 extra points there. Let's just go. There we go. Okay, Reavers. What are these things again? They're like the Phobos of dudes that no one ever used. 75 points or 150 for those. Gilliman is now 285. He might be worth taking at 285 because I think he's better than the Lion. Maybe he's not though. The Lion used to have a 3-up invuln. Although the Lion does fight first, doesn't he? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're worth it yet. But for 285, probably worth it. Storm Speeder Hailstrike. Don't remember which one that is, but it's only 115 points now. The Hammer Strike is now 125, and the Thunder Strike is 150. Suppressors are 75. Terminator Assault Squad, that's going to be 180 or 360. So again, matching up with the World Eater Terminators that I just did a review on. And then the regular Terminator Squad, they're a little bit more expensive. They're either 170 or 340. Okay. Vanguard Veteran Squad with jump packs. These went up 110 or 220. I don't know why. I don't know who is using these things. Maybe they're too good when you take them with Blood Angels or something because they get like Strength 7 and stuff when they charge with 1,000,000 attacks. I don't know, but they're up a little bit of points there. Gladius Strike Force, its Fire Discipline upgrade did go up to 40 points. Ow. Okay. Storm Lance. Fainted Withdrawal, that went down to 10. And then Hunter's Instincts went up to 25. Okay, I think that's turn 1 do stuff. Right? Turn 1 you can like you can come in from reserve. Pretty sure is what that was. Don't remember for sure, but that went up. So moving along to the Space Wolves. Bjorn, he went up to 190. Don't remember his points before, but now he is 190. Hounds of Mordecai, those are basically Reavers. They're 80 or 160. Logan went up to 115. Okay, he's still pretty good. Long Fangs, 120 or 145. They're okay. Probably not bad for 120. Skyclaws, they are now 165 for 10. So you're paying 15 points less to take 10 of them. You're paying 240 for 15 though. So you're paying 30 points less. Yeah, okay, it's the same math. So weird stuff going on there again, but you're paying less points for taking a big assy unit of those guys. 15 of them is only 240. Are Skyclaws battle line? Thunderwolf Cavalry, 120, so they went up a little bit. Or 240 if you want to run 6. Wolf Guard are 85 or 170. Now, it looks like those are all the changes for Space Wolves. Okay, so yeah, Bjorn going up kind of sucks. Thunderwolf Cavalry going up, that needed to happen, I guess. They never do that much damage, but they just get in the way. They're annoying, but yeah, alright, cool. Those are our Space Wolf ones here. Tau Empire, uh-oh. Another faction that I play. Farsight is down from 105 to 95. Good. Kroot Carnivores are now 65. Great. Okay, cool. They were 70 or 75 before, so now they're 65. Flesh Shaper 45. Trail Shaper 55. War Shaper 50. The Rampagers went down 95 or 190 if you take 6. I want to say they were 220 before if you took 6. So 95 is not bad. Krutok's Riders. Why are they more points? Okay, so 2 of them is 60, 3 of them is 90, 1 of them is 40. I don't like this. Piranhas went up. They went up to 60, 120, or 180. Okay, Piranhas were way too good for 55 points. I really can't complain there. The Riptide Battlesuit went up to 190, and I will say the Riptide, it probably... it's so hard to say. Riptides almost never do anything, but they're so annoying to get rid of. They do a lot of work in Retaliation Cadre and in the Monka when they can get lethal hits. This is probably fine. This doesn't really change too much for the list I'm running. Like, that's plus 30 points, plus another 15, so that's plus 45 points, minus 10, minus 20, so yeah, it's still up a little bit, so, alright. Tau, that's what we got for Tau. it's kind of going to level out to be the same now. Take a couple of Riptides, you're paying 20 extra points for those, but if you were taking Farsight, it takes away 10. If you were taking a single squad of Kroot, now you're back to breaking even. So this is probably more of a side grade than anything else. Thousand Suns, oh baby. Okay, so Ahriman is 140 from probably 130. Ahriman on disc is 150. The Exalted Sorcerer is 110. The Exalted Sorcerer on disc is 115. The Infernal Master is 105. Magnus is 465. The Mutalith Vortex Beast is 160. Rubric Marines are now 110 for 5. Or 200 if you want to take all 10. It's kind of weird. That actually went down if you took 10. The Forge Fiend went up a little bit to 145. The Thousand Suns Sorcerer is now 105, and the Zangor Enlightened are now 50 points for 3, but otherwise did not change if you take 6. Oh, my buddy Corey, he won Best Thousand Suns Player at ACO this year. He's on our team. He's not going to feel good about this. He's not going to like this. Oh my god, he's not going to like this. So, yeah, Thousand Suns went up. Basically everything you're taking went up a little bit, so... yeah, I'm not sure how many points you go up by there. Probably a lot. You're taking a couple units of rubrics. That's got to be 60 points. If you're only taking like 5, it's like 50. All your characters went up. Magnus went up. And Magnus was like... he was like 440 before, right? So he's up like 25 points. This is a hit for sure. But Thousand Suns are silly, silly good. So maybe they needed it. Tyranids are... we're getting to the end here. Tyranids are next. Carnifexes, 115 or 230. Cool. The Lictor, up a little bit. He was a really good unit just because he's lown up. He was like 55 points before. He's now 60. He's still really good for 60 points. Old One Eye did go up a little bit. I'm not sure why. I'm not a Tyranids guy. It's part of the reason I haven't really done too much Tyranid content, is I don't like them, and I'm not a Tyranid expert. So, Old One Eye, he's 150 now. Was he being used? Was he good? I don't know. He was probably being run with Carnifexes, and they're probably the same points now. Pyrovores, if you take one of them, you're paying 40 points instead of 35. Von Ryan's Leapers, they are now 70 or 140, so that's a little drop for them. They were 75, I think, before. And then the Winged Hive Tyrant, I don't remember how many points that thing was, but it is now 200, which is less. We like less points. So Tyranids, fine, I think for the most part. You're paying a little bit more for your Lictors. I don't know if you were taking Old One Eye, but Pyrovores were taken, that I know. The Leapers, I think, are great. I think people should take them. And maybe you'll take them a little more now, because they went down in points. We're getting there. We're almost there. Is this the last one? We on the World Eaters? Alright, we're at the end here. So World Eaters, let's see how much of this entire month videos is going to change. Angron, he went up. He went up by 20 points. I think he's 415, right? So he went up a little bit there. Yeah, he's good. he probably could have been a little more expensive, but he was right in the range of being where he needed to be anyway. I'm not sure he needed the bump. The Master of Executions, cool. Yep, I did a review on him too. He's more expensive by 10 points now. Cool. Cool. The World Eaters Chaos Spawn. Weird. It's like I did a review on those or something. They're up a little bit. They were 65 points before. They're 70 points now. They're still insane for 70 points. So, yeah. Cool. And then the World Eaters Demon Prince with wings, he went down a little bit. Don't remember how many points he was because he's not useful, but now he's 170 points. It's really funny that Angron, the Master of Executions, and the Chaos Spawn, there's only 4 changes in this index. I did 6? Yeah, I think I did 6 different unit reviews for World Eaters because they have so many insane units. 50% of them just changed. So, okay. That's what we got. So that is going to be the Minotaurum Field Manual. I wanted to call it the Balanced Data Slate because I can't fucking speak sometimes, especially when I'm trying to speak fast and get all my words out. I just make nonsense occur. But that's what we got for our Minotaur field manual here, so a lot of changes. Like every 3 months we get new changes, and that's the ones we got this time. So I'm a little sad about Tau, although we'll see if it really affects my list too much. Space Marines, I just don't have time to play, you guys. You have way too many units, there's way too many good builds, and yeah, Orcs, I have some Orcs, but not enough to play them real crazy. Necrons, this does hurt a little bit, but not that much. Like, yeah, this is annoying. Yeah, this is annoying, but like most of the stuff that you care about didn't change. So, not super upset about that. This is great. This is awesome. I'm pretty sure I saved 20 points for a list now, and that's cool. Maybe I can rework it and have it do some other stuff I couldn't do before. I own a bunch of Knights. Don't play them really actively. I play them in pickup games, but them and Chaos Knights I'll play in pickup games, but these guys aren't really my go-to faction. They look like they pretty much got side graded, but none of the stuff that went down is stuff anyone's taking, so like maybe they actually didn't, maybe they went up. Don't care. Cool. Don't care. I don't like that at all. This is not cool. But I'm also not the best Drakari player out there. I'm no Scary, as they say. Death Guard, little bit of drops there. Dark Angels, we're still going to do a review on the Deathwing Knights because they are so dumb. Chaos Space Marines, they needed all these changes. Some stuff went down, like these. Got Havocs that came down. Possess came down, Blitz came down, but then like things like the Dark Commune and the Accursed Cultist went up. So a little bit of side grade there. Chaos are still going to be really good. Chaos Knights, cool stuff there. Their Brigands went down. That's the most exciting thing to me. Demons, I don't really play. Blood Angels, these are just your points now. So you get. Black Templars, it's really funny because as soon as I saw this originally, like when the Index first came out, and I was like, I forgot how many points it was. It was like 240 or something for a unit of 20 guys. I was like, someone needs to just run like 6 squads of these things and just spam dudes. And look at that. I was right. Because that it got really close to winning a GT, like a 9 or 8 round GT. And I think everyone knows at this point that build of Black Templars is dumb. It's obvious. Like, you look at that and you're like, I don't want to play this, but if somebody played this, I would literally not be able to beat it because I wouldn't be able to kill this many models, and because they're OC, you just have so much OC on the points, and they all scout. Doesn't take a genius to figure out that shit's OP. So, Astra Militarum, I don't really play you too much anymore. Eldar, you can't nerf me, baby. You can't nerf me. Alright, Mechanicus, I wish I played more Mechanicus, but in 10th edition they've just been so miserably fucking bad that I just have had no desire to. They're like my favorite faction. Them and Necrons are like the coolest factions in the game, like from a lore perspective, and just like an aesthetic. Mechanicus are probably number 1. Yeah, so. Custodes, cool stuff. Sororitas, real sad because I've been playing them a lot in 10th edition. I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to think about that. And that's what we got. That's what we got. So, that's going to do it for this, like, hour-long video into this Minotaur field manual. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. You know, if you guys wanted me to go over more stuff, like my thoughts and feelings on different factions more, or anything like that, let me know down below in the comments. And, of course, Thunderhammer. I guess it's more like this, right? It's more like that. Thunderhammer that subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment, check out our other videos, hit our little bell icon, do all the YouTube stuff, and check out our other channel. I forgot about that in the beginning. It's called The Power Fisters. It's linked down below. It's kind of a more casual channel where I do like Let's Plays and some other videos that I have that I've made that just take a while to edit and stuff, and that I'll just kind of throw on there at some point. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.